You know, coming off of the global phenomenal success of the Harry Potter franchise, Warner Brothers and all involved were eager to continue on making movies in that world. And so they came out with Fantastic Beasts. I didn't love the first Fantastic Beasts, and it did all right for them, you know, box office wise. The second one came out, oddly enough, I think less people liked the second one than the first. I personally thought the second one was a big improvement over the first, but I think I'm in the minority of that. Then they came out with the third one. Look, there was a lot of drama and controversy surrounding the film on like 8 different levels. But the third one comes out. I actually thought it was probably the best of the bunch.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought it was, best of the Fantastic Beasts, not the best of the Potter world. I thought it was the best of the bunch, but it did not do great at all. And it left, even though there's supposed to be, I think, 3 more of them, it left the question going around, are they going to do any more? Are they going to ditch this thing? Because does David Zaslav just want, listen, Potter fans want Potter. They don't want whatever. I don't know. Well, according now to the franchise lead, Academy Award winner Eddie Redmayne, he is now saying that, looks like we're done. This is what he said specifically. He said this: the Oscar winner, 41 years old, broke the news during Friday, January 20th interview with NME when asked whether he would return for a 4th Fantastic Beasts films. This is what he said. I mean, at the moment, there's nothing that I'm aware of. The theory of everything actor explained. So as far as I'm aware, there's nothing on the cards. And I think now, while he does not come out and explicitly say, I can officially tell everybody today that the Fantastic Beasts franchise is dead. I think he just told us the Fantastic Beasts franchise was dead without directly saying, because look, we've been suspicious of it anyway, with when you have the financial returns dropping as much as it did. And again, I thought the third film was the best of the bunch, but it was a little bit too little too late, I think, at that juncture. But anyway, he says it's done. And you know what? As much as I appreciated the Fantastic Beasts films, it's time to do something else with the Wizarding World. Whether it's trying to back up that Warner Brothers dump truck of money and try to get the original cast back, whether it's another era, like maybe a story set 300 years in the past, or I don't know. It just feels like it's time to move on to something else in that Wizarding World. Rob, you heard Eddie Redmayne's comments here. What do you think of this?
Well, I mean, you know, it's funny. I thought those movies were quite imaginative, you know, and they were fun to watch because they were beautifully made, beautifully crafted movies, but they never felt, they were magical movies that lacked magic. Mm-hmm. You know, I that's the best way I can put it. I really enjoyed the cast of the movies, but they just didn't quite work the way that I wanted them to. But I have to say, though, I enjoyed watching them. You know, I bought the Secret to Dumbledore. Yeah. I bought it and watched it. You know, I only watched them like once, but I have them in case people want to watch them. And I like that movie. You know, it's beautifully done, but I can understand, like you put it best, people want Potter. You know, you can try and make this movie, and I am really looking forward to this Hogwarts video game. I saw some ad for it last night. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying it. And I'm like, but I think as far as movies go, people want Harry Potter, they want Hermione Granger, they want Ron Weasley. That's what they want. By the way, how good did Jude Law and Mads Mikkelsen play off each other? Dude, they were in that movie. Great. Yeah, especially that opening scene in the pseudo train station thing. That recasting of Mads Mikkelsen was brilliant. Yeah, it was difficult, but it worked. Yeah, it worked. Because I thought Johnny Depp was actually quite good as the role in the second film. He was. Yeah, but Mads Mikkelsen. But Mads Mikkelsen kind of owned it, and his chemistry with Jude Law was great. Anyway, Christian, I mean, we got a trilogy. The franchise starts, doesn't do as big as the Potter films does, but it does respectable. The next film, not as much. The third film, financially kind of disastrous in a way. Are you surprised that it seems like they're pulling the plug on it? Do you think maybe there's a chance they could still revitalize it? And where does the Wizarding World go from here? Well, no, I don't think there's a chance that it gets revised because declining box office every time it went out the gate. I will push back a little bit with what you guys said about the only thing people want are Harry Potter, because I don't think that was the case. I think that's the reason why people showed up to that first movie, because they were curious what else it could do. And I think the problem was that they spent too much time outside the Wizarding World. They spent too much time outside of Hogwarts. They spent too much time like that. I think a series about a young Hogwarts and things going on in the castle and things around that side could be very interesting and very intriguing, and setting up new wizards and new kids from whether it's
before or after Harry, that could have been interesting. I just think that the character, Eddie Redmayne's character, was too eccentric to start to be the lead guy. I don't think that people didn't really. I love Eddie Redmayne, but that character of Newt, he wasn't extremely likable, and it's hard to get behind him right away because he's awkward and everything too. And it's not that awkward characters can't be likable, but that particular character didn't. Because Harry's awkward, right, in the beginning of the movie, but there's
yet has a lot more charisma than Newt did.
100%. And I think that the cast itself worked really well, and other things and other changes that they made. I liked the movies, by the way. I liked all three of them, but I understand why they didn't perform. And I also agree that the third one was the best, but it was too little, too late by the time it came out because people were just like, it's not. I'm not invested, and no one went out to see it. And when no one goes out to see it, plug gets pulled.
And I agree. It doesn't have to be part. Like I said, you can go 300 years in the past.
Yeah.
But I think they do need to focus on a kid.
100%.
You know, I think them trying to go the adult route which I think was a great thing to try, but I think that's maybe didn't catch on as much as others. So whatever they do, whether it's a modern day new kid 300 years ago, I don't know.
Even kids going to school with Tom Riddle at the time, he was rising up, and the stuff was happening where we always talk about in Star Wars the young Palpatine series. It's like a young. Like when Voldemort was in school, but he was a kid when he finds the journal and those things. And it doesn't have to be just about him. He could just be going to school there at that time. And there's other stuff going on because there's a lot of adventures that are going with the dragons and other things happening that you could do with Quidditch. And the stuff that we fell in love with Harry Potter could still be there without Harry Potter.
Yeah. They even could do, I'm not usually big on origin stories, but an origin of Hogwarts itself.
Right.
Like when
That could be cool.
Like the
wizards.
four wizards that came together to make Hogwarts and all that kind of stuff. Like that could be interesting. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Are you surprised to hear Eddie Redmayne say, yeah, it doesn't look like there's another, Fantastic Beast movies in the cards? Or were you expecting it like a lot of us? Where does the Wizarding World go from here? Because clearly it's still a cash cow. Just how do you milk it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below. Then let us know your thoughts. We want to thank a sponsor of this video, MasterClass. MasterClass offers classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the very top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. And MasterClass is completely accessible on your phone, the web, smart TV, and available via audio mode to listen to classes on the go. They have over 2,500 video lessons from over 180 of today's most brilliant minds. They're all available anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, desktop, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Now, obviously around here on the John Campea Show, we love our movies, so why not learn filmmaking from Jodie Foster, or maybe directing from Ron Howard himself, or the great Neil Gaiman doing his masterclass on the art of storytelling. And you guys have heard me talk about my favorite masterclass, Business Strategy and Leadership by Big Papa Iger himself, Bob Iger, the new and returning CEO of Disney. Guys, I highly recommend that you check it out. This holiday, give the perfect gift of an annual Masterclass membership and get one free. Go to masterclass.com/Campea today. That's masterclass.com/Campea. Terms apply.